Candle out? Come on. No, oh yeah, Erica, you can. We got to put this out. Even the little things in life can come along. Go, do it harder. Come on, blow it out. Oh yeah, good job, Mitchell. Yeah, good job, well done. Now, and sometimes it's the small things that get us, and we don't really get to shine our light anymore, and we like to hide it because we get hurt from shining our light. But in reality, this is what we're called to do, but we're in this world that really wants to extinguish us. So what puts out fire? Water and air, of course. But if I put this in here like this, that's us, right? That's us. We are in this world that wants to put us out. There's so many things that want to go, you know what? That light of yours, it annoys me. I want to get rid of that because it makes me feel bad. Maybe it's our own self-doubts, our own fears, our own failures. Maybe it's someone else go and say, who is this Jesus? And they come along and they ridicule you and they persecute you. And your light is so hard to shine in those times. So I just want to talk about how we live like this, because that's pretty dangerous. We actually need God's protection. And so God's protection would actually be, you know what, He might take us out and put us over here. That's not really what God wants us to do. God's called us to shine our light in the world. He says that we are actually not of this world, but we're called to be in it. So we can shine His light to those around and actually win people for Him. And so this is us. We're actually in the world. We're shining our light with all these dangers that's going to put our light out. But then we need God's protection. Now God's protection looks like this. This is God's protection, yeah? It's just... So this is God's protection. So we're actually in the world now. We're actually not just floating on top, but we're actually in the world. All these dangers are still there. Everything's still happening around us. All these things want to put us out, but God protects us so much. Now don't go into the science of it, because obviously if I left that there for a while, it would extinguish because the oxygen would run out. That's not what I'm going for, right? God's protection helps us to actually shine our light in the world. And so if we're living like this, then we're going to get extinguished pretty quickly. So we've got to live under this. And so I would like to show you how to do that. I'll talk about more about how to do this. But we're actually going to let Pastor Josh do that in a minute. Right? Because now you can change the sermon for what? Yeah, that's right. Because I want to talk to you about a guy named David. Right? Now David, he wrote many Psalms, and he wrote Psalm 16, how he actually looks to God for his refuge, for his protection. And he lived his life under that banner. He was always, like in his early life, under threat. He was under a constant battle, but he knew that under God's protection, if he had God over him, then he could let his light shine and let God shine to those around him. Now David, now kids in big church, right? We've been looking at the story of Ruth and Boaz. And so they're looking at today about God's protection. But Ruth is actually David's great-grandma. And so I actually like to think about how Ruth has learnt these lessons. Sorry if I'm stealing your application there, Josh, that's okay. But Ruth has learnt these lessons, and she's